Hey guys, I wanted to give you guys an update on things with me, and I just first of all want to thank God for this beautiful day. Had the opportunity to come out to the beach and just sit here and listen to the waves and enjoy the sun and the sand. And I just got out of the water. I went for a swim and it was so refreshing. And I think I want to talk about that word refreshing because a lot of people have been asking me how I'm doing health-wise, and I'll admit I haven't updated you guys in quite a while, and I guess there's been a reason for that, which is basically I hadn't been making a lot of progress. I did a lot of different treatments, spent a lot of money, and I've been out of the state, my state, New Jersey, Florida, and I encountered a lot of different people and I learned a lot. But it wasn't recently until this past April I finally got back to living at home with my parents, and I'm 26 now. So I'm going on almost 5 years with Lyme, mold, co-infections, and discovering that I have some methylation issues with my genetics. But all that aside, I want to focus again on that word refreshing, because what it means to me is something completely different today than what it meant even 2 months ago, a month ago. See, I used to look at my healing as a physical thing, when I wasn't really paying attention to the spiritual aspects of healing. And I've had people tell me in the past, well, healing is spiritual, but it never really made sense to me, because I suppose that seems somewhat vague. And how can you heal physically and spiritually? What does that mean? So what I discovered is that about 2.5 months ago, I felt really drawn to getting back into my faith. And as a Christian, that's been huge for me. So I decided to find a church where I really fit in. And my symptoms being mostly neurological make it very difficult for me to be around other people and to talk to people. It's hard to concentrate with the anxiety. It's hard to it's just hard to be out in public. So I kept telling myself I can't go, I can't do this. But I did. And it was actually a lot easier than I thought. And when I started going and took that step, things started changing in my life. At first it was pretty gradual. As far as physically going out, I'd still get exhausted. Now, I've pretty much been stuck at home in terms of daily activities. I would go out and do grocery shopping, would go out and run errands, occasionally, but I never went out to do something just because I wanted to, just for enjoyment. I think losing that joy in your life, whatever it is that makes you feel excited about life, when you start losing that, it's really difficult. So as I've been going to this new church and growing in my faith, I realized what I needed was to be refreshed spiritually. I needed spiritual refreshment. I needed a change of scenery. And that's what's happened to me. I have this whole new perspective as far as my relationship with God. And I realize that He wants us to be healed. And, I know a lot of people don't have faith, but I can tell you without my faith, I wouldn't be here today. And so I say that because, you get to a point sometimes where you're so low that you don't have anything else to cling on to. And that's how I found God. Truly in my heart, I found God that way. That's when I realized I needed God. And it wasn't until recently when I thought, I can do this on my own. This walk with God, this trust that I so deeply look for every day in God for healing. I realized that I can't do that alone. I need to be around people who support me. And they don't have to know about your illness, but just people who will support you in whatever trials you're going through, and people that can pray with you and lift you up. So it's so important. I want to say it's probably the biggest healing tool that you can have. And I'm not saying medicine is not something you should just completely ignore. I think that having trust in God and healing you means being open to His will and whatever that may be for you. And a lot of times that does include medicine. But you need to pray about it, and you need to know when you need to make those decisions and when you don't need to. And so I'm still doing some treatments, but in the past 3 weeks I've really delved into my faith, and I've spent so much time in prayer, and I've spent so much time completely surrendering all of my anxieties, just giving up the reins of this illness, completely surrendering, just on my hands and knees praying, just surrendering in a way that I've never done before to God, saying, I literally have nothing else except for you, God, in my life, because money, careers, education, family, all of those things are temporary. But your spirit, that lives on. And I like to say that our spirits aren't touched by any illness. And I believe that's true. And that's one thing that's really helped me get through some of the really rough patches, is that I know that my flesh is affected. My flesh has been inflicted with pain, suffering, and extreme torture. So, the spirit has been afflicted, definitely. And I've just tried to keep separate my spirit and my flesh, because that's so vitally important. And wherever you are in your walk with your health journey, I really want to impress upon you the spiritual aspect of healing, because I truly believe that anyone can be healed of any condition through prayer, and having people to be able to come with you, walk with you, lay hands on you and pray on you, pray for you, pray for healing. It's real. It's very real. And there have been things I've done in the past 3 weeks that are unexplainable, aside from being answers to prayer for healing, because I haven't changed anything in the past 3 to 4 weeks, treatment-wise. In fact, I haven't been doing any treatment at all in the past 3 or 4 weeks. And I've been doing things almost every single day, going out, and I'm not talking about doctor's appointments and going to the store to just buy the necessities. I'm talking about doing things that I want to do, going out, making new friends, spending time with these people, enjoying things. And I don't feel great, but I can just be happy, and I can kind of float, knowing that I'm on this journey, on this river, and everything is okay, and I'm all right, and I'm healed. that healing is already manifested. I just have to continue to let it come towards me and grow, and I can feel it in my spirit. And basically what I want to say with all of this is that for so many of us, we need to be just spiritually healed before we can be healed physically. They say the spirit is the head and the physical is the body, and without the head you can't have the body. And I think that's so true. So I really want to impress upon anybody struggling with chronic illness, Lyme disease, mold illness, fibromyalgia, MS, any illness, any invisible illness, biotoxin illness from mold, environmental toxins, multiple chemical sensitivities, cancer, any of these things, they're not from God. They're manifestations of a fallen world that we live in. But when your spirit is edified through God, you can heal from any of these things. And I know it. I know God wants this for us. So I want to give you guys some hope, and I want to give you guys an update. I'm feeling better, and I just expect things to continue to improve. And I've just been holding on and strong in my faith, and just allowing God to kind of take the reins really for the first time. I just want to ask you all to surrender.